my name's Hannah and I'm here with NSTV and NSTV. And today we're going to find out a bit more about him, his career, and how he's finding Loughborough. So, can you tell me a bit more about how you got into track and field?
Absolutely, yeah. So when I was 7 years old, I started doing a turkey trot with my mom. I grew up playing sports, so I loved playing soccer. Wrestling was my other sport. And my mom was like, hey, let's do a turkey trot together. So we started walking around the neighborhood together, and we started jogging, and then we started running. And, eventually she couldn't keep up with me. So I fell in love with it very quickly. Oh, that's not a thing here. Okay, so we celebrate Thanksgiving in the States. So then usually during Thanksgiving, like there's just two kinds of families, like the families that go and run turkey trots, just about a 5K, run a little race. Or they wake up and they can have a lot of food and beers. And we were a turkey trot family starting that year.
Right, okay. So I'm assuming you just kind of like run a 5K before, like in the morning, or like?
Yeah, in the morning. And then you have your meal later.
I thought it would work the other way around, after the meal, burn off the calories sort of thing.
Well, you're so stuffed, it'd be hard to move.
Okay, well, what made you choose the University of Texas originally, and what drew you to Loughborough?
So I had lived in the Austin area for about 11-ish years. So I was born in central Pennsylvania, and then I moved to the Austin area. So I say I'm from Texas at this point. And Texas is the number one school. It's the number one school athletically. We won the Directors Cup, which means there's across all sports. We won a ton of stuff. A lot of Olympians, a lot of history. They're fantastic academically. It's a very elite school, and it's one that is like it's very people want to go. People really want to go there.
Well, yeah, I've heard a lot about students wanting to go from here to Texas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is kind of cool. And obviously you've got your Texas ring.
Yes.
So you're still representing them, even after having graduated. How's the transition been moving from the US to the US sports system to the UK sports system? Like, how have you found it?
So I've been in Europe for about a week. So I have not been able to compete yet. But I've already noticed quite a few differences. Here, a lot more of the structure is a little bit more casual. There's a lot more athletes from a lot of different levels. So there's always people that you can run with. There's always people that are encouraging you. It's a very active area. At Texas, it's very exclusive. So we have a very core group of people. It's just those guys. The roster limit now is only 10 guys.
Oh, wow.
Where here, we did a session on Tuesday, there was maybe probably more, maybe like 80 or 100. I mean, there's so many people. So that was a bit of a shock to me. Like, well, it's not as exclusive. It's a lot more community-based, and I love that a lot more.
Yeah, because I think that's one big difference you have between the States and the UK. For example, like many teams, they have like their first team, and kind of goes down.
Yeah.
In the States, kind of what D1 and after D1.
Yeah.
And you were a D1 athlete.
Yes.
How was it being a D1 athlete? How was it? What was the schedule like?
A lot. It was awesome, but it was. You're practicing multiple times a day. You have your first run, and then maybe you go lift, and then you have another run. You have classes which are expected to attend, but the school has a lot of resources. At least at Texas, there's a lot of resources. So we had our own dining hall where they would cater to us, our meals. We had a great academic support system. We had athletic training, so we had people who would help us out anytime we had any injury, any worries. There was a lot of support to help us, but it was constant training, constant studying. I mean, we were in and out.
Well, that kind of leads into my next question. What do you mean to you be a student athlete?
To me, being a student athlete means being very, very, very dedicated, very, very disciplined. There's so many people who are very talented, and they don't have to do as much. But there's also so many people who they work very, very hard. They get up every morning and they limit themselves. There's a lot of times you want to go have beers and cookies and all these other things, stay up late. And a lot of people get to say, no, I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to focus on this goal that I want to achieve, that I want to have. So for me, a lot of it was, okay, I want to do these things, but I also want to be a great runner. I want to run more than I want to enjoy these other things. So I put those things aside, sleep a little earlier.
It's a lot of discipline and dedication.
Yeah.
That. And how do you personally balance academics with the demand of high level training?
So a lot of time management. It's a lot of time management where I will block out different parts of my day. I remember reading different books throughout when I was younger. Like the 4-day work week. I remember Cal Newport, one of my favorite authors, and he kind of wrote a lot of books. So it's like, okay, you can structure, deep work was what it was called. Whereas if you focus in for a certain amount of time and you're very present during the amount of time, and that translates to athletics too, because you focus on being very present and you can chunk out all of that work very quickly. So that way you get it done and you don't have to worry about so many things piling up, becoming overwhelming, because it's easy. It's easy. It's overwhelming.
People posting about what it is to be a student athlete, and I'm like, that is like not something personally I could do. I mean, you have recently been posting a lot on social media, and you've been kind of showing us what it's like to have gone from D1 in Texas to now coming to Loughborough. How have you found being like on social media?
Pardon, like how do you
found it being on social media? You know, like how many people actually like, you know, maybe DM you, or also commenting on your posts, maybe helping you to transition, all of that? How you found it?
I love it. A lot of people have been very welcoming, which is great. I mean, I'm taking kind of a big risk. You know, I'm moving to the other side of the world again. It's my first week ever in Europe, and I'm here I'm betting on myself with the goal and the ambition to hopefully one day make an Olympic team, earn a professional contract. You know, doing things that a lot of people in my life said that I wasn't capable of doing. So I've loved a lot of the support from people saying, hey, like, I see your story, I see what you're doing, I'd love to support you, keep doing what you're doing. There's been athletes who want to maybe even look into what I've been doing.
Wow, okay.
There's not too many other distance athletes. I'm the only one here at this school doing it. Yeah, okay. The only male distance athlete that's come here. So there's a couple throwers, but not many people even know about these opportunities, and so many people want to run after college. Running is fun I love it, and so many people.
I mean, I was going to slightly move on to my next question. What was your most memorable race last kind of like event that you've done in your entire career?
In my entire career, I have a lot of memorable races. The one that will always stick out the most to me was I was 15 years old or 16 years old. I was at the AAU National Championship, which is like a youth championship.
Right, okay.
And it was for my event, which is the steeplechase. And as soon as the gun goes off, my shoe falls off. It was terrible. And I wasn't smart enough to kind of fall with shoot the gun again and kind of restart the race and get my shoe back on. So I'm running with one shoe. So you can't really do that in an event where you're jumping into the water and you're hurdling over stuff. So I took off my other shoe, I took off my socks, and I raced it barefoot. And I went from dead last with no feet. I was 0.001 seconds off of like an All-American title and a medal. And I got second-degree burns on my feet. And it was a fun race, but it was very eye-opening because it kind of reminded me of my character. Oh, I am someone who has a lot of perseverance. I am someone who's dedicated, who's going to do what it takes, even though the circumstances are not in my favor.
I think that does show a lot about you as a person. You know, you could have easily just gone, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going home now.
Yeah.
Now, you have only been here for a week. Well, Texas stuff is less than short exactly.
I love my brisket back in Texas. I've tried a lot of snacks since I've come here. I've tried custard creams. Those have been my absolute favorite by far. I bought 3 boxes so far. I've had a couple on my way here. I tried Jaffa cakes. Have I known some?
Yeah. How do you find those? I'm
not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of those. But
those are kind of like a UK staple. They take quite a lot of pride.
I'll be honest with each one I try. I was given a huge list of other snacks to try, and I have to go to the store and get every single one. But those are the biggest ones that I've tried so far. I mean, in Texas, we had the brisket. There were a lot of local restaurants that I really loved trying. Italian food is my favorite food. Tex-Mex is great as well. So a lot of tacos, a lot of Mexican food. I haven't been able to try that here, so I'm not able to get here.
I don't think I'll be able to get to Texas level of Tex-Mex. Is there anything, I know, as I said, when people research, I'm like patting it all and goes, wow, this was something I missed from home specifically. Maybe whether it's like, just seeing him still out and getting the car and go anywhere, or just little things.
Oh my goodness, I miss driving. I miss driving a lot. Walking is fun. I knew coming into this that like walking is going to be very good for me. It's going to be very, very calming, very therapeutic almost. A lot on the body. I woke up today. I worked out 3 times yesterday. I had 2 runs and a lift. I woke up today, my body could barely move. I was at the store. I was like, oh my goodness, like it's just that's what I've done. I'm stretching, I'm sleeping, I'm eating, but oh my goodness, I miss the driving. What I really love to do on quite a few weekends was go out to like almost like the country bars where you can go in
Yeah.
two-step and sling dance a little bit. And I had some of my teammates and friends I would do that with, and wear the cowboy boots and everything. And
Oh, what, do you have a pair of cowboys?
I do, and I brought them too.
Oh,
I did right now.
no, you should have worn
Please do.
them.
I don't.
That's a full all-American treatment.
I don't want to like stick out like a sore thumb here. It's like I really want to be accumulated to this culture. I love being a part of it. So
So trainers in black clothes, basically. That's kind of when it comes to clothing. We're very much, you know, I've had a few people's friends that come from France, and they go, "Wow, people in London don't wear colour."
but so interesting to me.
Yeah, I've had people tell me that. Like, I don't really wear colour, and then you wake up in the morning, you take on your outfit, like, for work. Maybe those wear colour stuff. Maybe my wardrobe is grey, black, and white. Do you have any pre-race rituals like lucky socks or hype songs, like for anything specific?
I have a list of mantras that I say to myself
Yeah.
a lot of times out loud, that I wrote to myself after a really successful race that I won. And I'll say those to myself every single time in order to remind myself of how I felt when I won that race, when I was in my flow state, feeling my best.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'll do every time. I think, you know, reminding myself of who I am and being very present in the moment and not being stressed about what other life circumstances or other things that are going on.
Yeah.
The more I can be present and focused on that, the more confident I feel coming into competition.
I think that's a pretty smart way of going about it. You know, that way it's just like leave everything aside, just for that one race.
Yeah.
Going through it. But what are your goals that you're setting yourself for this season and beyond?
So this season, the big goals are I would like to win the Bucks Championship, which is the
Yeah.
league here. Would love to do that. I would also like to qualify for the USA National Championship. So my country's championship, which was like, it's, you know, the Olympic trials, and every year that's not in Olympics. Yeah, it's the same competition. I would love to qualify for that. It was my goal this past year, and I fell very short. I would love to break 4 minutes in the mile. That a lot of the mental barriers that I've faced, a lot of time barriers. I was like, I ran 150 flat. I ran 30 flat, 30 like there's a couple just time barriers. I want to go under that.
Well, that's something that, you know, if we're still around at the same time next year, I'm going to check on you and see whether you've managed to succeed in the US country level,
Yeah.
and whether you managed to run a full 4 minute mile. No, under 4 minutes.
Yes,
Under 4 minutes. Okay, and final question: how do you want to be remembered by your teammates and coaches?
So I want to be someone, and everywhere that I go, I want to be remembered by this. You know, even all my previous universities, I want to be someone who is passionate, dedicated, and can lift others up around me. You know, I'm coming in to be my best self, and I'm still competing against the guys that I'm training with. But I want to push them to be better athletes, better people as well. Because at the end of the day, like, running is fun, but it's not everything. It's more about being a person than it is being an athlete. And the camaraderie that you get from training with others it's special. And I want to be able to lift others up in that way. I think that's where the biggest success and joy will come from.
This is general team player.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Logan, and hopefully we'll see past those, you know, little what's the word I'm looking for? There's little goals you want for yourself within this.
Thank you so much.